What's up, guys? My name is Khan and we're back today in Scrap Mechanic, and we're back once again, of course, in the water world. I absolutely love this world. I haven't made any new islands yet. I am working on a few different ones. I think they're going to be awesome, but in the meantime, I wanted to make another creation that I thought was cool and not at all related to driving vehicles on water, and that is, of course, this car. I think this car is really good. It might look like the Multiplayer Monday car, probably because it is the Multiplayer Monday car. It's been modified a bit. We've got this extra extension piece that comes out here with, the triple bearing rotating setup, which goes to this other piece, which goes to this little sort of boat trailer with a little jet ski. Yay! So we built this jet ski, and it's kind of a weird creation. So the car and the trailer is one creation, and you can see the jet ski is another. I didn't have the trailer disconnect because, I was kind of concerned that it would be a little too laggy with all three creations. But the car and trailer itself does not use any mods at all. There's no buoyancy mods, there's no wing mods, nothing like that. And then, of course, this jet ski uses way too many mods, because when I was trying to make it small, I realized we're going to need to use the mod pack to get the individual thruster. So we've got the small thruster on the back, plus these surface logic timers kind of make a nice little sort of walking surface, as well as, the one block seat so we can sit on this. You can see we can turn that left and right. Isn't that awesome? And then, of course, we actually needed the wing mod because the jet ski is so small that just having the buoyancy mod, it was very difficult to get it to stay up straight. And you'll see when we launch it, it's still very difficult. So I put the wing mod on it, so it basically will drive like a rocket. And we've got, you can see as we steer, a little bit of roll control to help control our stability and keep us upright. Put it on the Multiplayer Monday small car race thing. I just wanted a small little buggy. I did modify this buggy a little bit, change it to an electric engine, just so it gets some grip when you're trying to park it into the water. It doesn't slide like the gas engines do as much. We're gonna go launch it here. We'll just we'll drive up here, and the trailer does have a full 3 axis of movement, so up, down, hills, rolling left or right. The trailer will move completely on its own compared to the car, so it's very difficult to go slow. Okay, we'll just back up. It's got to kind of tap it really slowly to make sure it stays straight. Keep the trailer straight. Okay, perfect. You can see the jet ski does have those little bars to sort of lock it in, so you don't really have to worry about it falling off once you've locked it onto the trailer. It's pretty easy stuff. All right, back up, back up, back up. Okay, so we got to put it in there. Okay, we're pretty much in the water, and then we'll just hit this switch that rotates those bars out. And then we've got this other switch, which you see slides the whole trailer back. There we go, and then it just launches the jet ski. And, we can just leave our trailer here if we want. Actually, that probably just makes the most sense. Well, let's straighten it out, actually. I just found it was a lot easier to get the jet ski on the trailer when you had this extra piston thing, and, the ability to deploy those sort of locks, so we can drive it right onto that little piston frame and deploy the locks, and then it'll pull it up. But, let's just try and line this up straight here. You can see this is why we need the electric engine. With the gas engine, we just continue to slide down this hill. But there we go. That's a pretty good spot to leave the trailer that we can drive right up in between these two pillars. And we'll just jump on the jet ski here. So it's very, very difficult to drive. Very difficult. It does float, you can see, quite nicely. We've got the throttle. We can hold it. So we'll just hold it full out there, and it goes straight pretty decently. But you have to be very, very, very careful on the steering. When you turn, you have to very much feather it. If you turn a lot, you can see it'll roll, and it does okay, and but sometimes this stuff happens. See, we can it's kind of like a missile, but it's fine. Even if it's upside down, we can just roll it back, and see, we can just give it a little bit of throttle, and there we go, perfect. So it is very difficult to drive. You got to be very, very slow on it, but it's so much fun to drive this little jet ski. I'm sure you could make one a lot more stable if you use just an infinite stabilizer on it. You could still put buoyancy blocks on it so it would float, but you could just keep it like perfectly level with an infinite stabilizer. But of course, it wouldn't really be nearly as much fun to, not have that sort of swaying feeling. And it does drive really well. Now, this was made before the changes to the buoyancy mod, so there isn't any sort of relative drag block. There's just a lot of different drag blocks that had to be put on it to keep it nice and stable. I should try out the relative drag block at some point in time, but haven't done it. But of course, I couldn't just have a jet ski. I figured we gotta make some sort of a jump. I tried making a floating ramp, and that worked. I mean, the ramp floated, no problem. And then of course, we drive the jet ski right into the ramp, and it just kind of hits the ramp and stops and doesn't actually do anything. So it was really, really quite useless. So I figure instead of making a floating ramp, we had to change it. Now, the good thing is the jet ski is super, super small and super light, so we were able to make, something a little bit different, and that's this sort of floating thing here. In the video where I showed the transforming water car, I actually showed that tires can float in this game, but if you use a relative water buoyancy block instead of the regular buoyancy block, so if we take a look here, you see we've got the water activator and then the local water activator. But if you use the local water activator, then anything attached to the creation through bearings or pistons, I believe. I'm not sure if it's pistons and suspension, but anything attached through bearings, regardless, doesn't get affected. So this floating brick here has a local water activator on it so that only the floating frame is affected by the water, and these wheels don't actually do anything. They don't float. They don't have that weird force effect when you turn them on. But if we do turn them on, you can see they rotate, and they do cause the creation to kind of tilt a little bit just due to the gyroscopic force. But you can see it floats perfectly, and just below the surface with these two yellow pillars sticking up, and of course all these wheels are spinning and you know, launching us in this direction, which actually makes for a pretty cool jump. So we can just drive it, yeah, right onto the shore. It's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure it has enough power to drive on the land as well. I'm not positive on that. Does it? I mean, maybe a little bit. We're gonna line up on this crazy, awesome. Oh boy. Oh boy. No. Okay. Perfect. 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 Line up. Line up. Line up. Perfect. Look at that. Flip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect. That's exactly how jet skis work. And like I said, it is a rocket. I mean, it does have two wing mod pieces aiming straight down, and then two small ones aiming left and right so we can roll it. It's not exactly a perfect jump. Obviously, I really wanted to make a ramp, but it just doesn't work. But oh, almost. Oh, okay, that was weird. Kind of just floated down really slowly. Of course, I will upload all three of these creations to the workshop. I think I'll upload the jet ski and the trailer and the jump, all three as separate creations, but I'll add them into one collection just to make it a little bit easier to find them. But I just wanted to have them all separate just because they do use different mods. The jet ski here uses, you know, the mod pack plus the wings plus the buoyancy. The jump itself just uses the buoyancy mod, and you can use it with other boats. I mean, if they're small enough, right? If they're too heavy, then it'll just plow through the jump and do nothing. And then, of course, the vehicle itself with the trailer is completely vanilla. So I'll add them all in one collection just to make it easier to download on the workshop, but definitely going to keep them separate. And let's get some more jumps in here. Let's just, you know, let's just line this up first. Do another jump. Can we do a big trick? Big backflip. Oh my, okay. Yeah, the flying rocket maneuver. The nice thing about these jumps too, when you're spawning them, is they float really, really slowly. You can see there's a lot of drag blocks on them all along the side here and all along the side there. And that's mainly so that when you hit the jump with your creation, the jump doesn't really move very much. It'll move a little bit because, of course, you are smashing it with another creation. But it means they float very, very slowly. And see, so if we turn it off here, we can turn on the jump right away. And it'll actually just, you know, float up to the surface and eventually just get there and kind of reach a nice resting position. So we'll do one more, see if we can get a nice little loop here and try and take as many jumps as possible. And then we'll pull our jet ski out of the water. All right, where is our jet ski? That's a little bit far apart. It's okay. Honestly though, guys, like I said before, I really, really do like this mod. I think this mod is so cool. It's such a, you know, great to make these little water creations and just to, you know, have a whole new level of interaction and scrap mechanic that, it's fine. We'll go this way again. Okay. Just loop around. Like I said, very, very twitchy on the controls. I do want to make an actual speedboat that you can drive really fast and turn left and right with like A and D and not, you know, flip over. But I am going to work on that, I think, eventually. And of course, you know, make some sort of maybe a terrain race course as well to go with it, just to have some nice islands that you can race through. And holy, look at the air on that one. And we can fly like a rocket. Perfect. That was awesome. Okay, let's do this jump here. Come on. No. We need it. It's fine. All right, here we go. Jump. Oh, nice big jump. Nice big flying rocket maneuver. Yeah, still flying. Perfect. Physics is totally real. I mean, I guess you should probably let go of the throttle when you're in midair because, you know. All right, this is good. We're flip back over. There are weighted blocks on the bottom to make it bottom heavy, but of course, you know, when you're turning and stuff, it does flip a lot. All right, here we go. One last good jump here. Let's get a solid lap in here. So straight up. Let's let go of the throttle. Perfect. No, flip. Oh god. Sometimes this mod does weird things. All right, turn again. All right, line up on this one. This one's gonna be good. Big jump here. I can see it. Big jump. Nice, weird floating. There's too many drag blocks on it. That's why it floats down. But of course, I had to make this thing drive first before I was worried too much about making it jump. I mean, we could remove some of the drag blocks and it would jump a little bit more realistically. It would fall a little bit better. but then it would be even harder to keep upright. But anyways, guys, I do encourage you, check it out on the workshop. It is really fun to use, and of course, it works really well with the water mod. Kind of weird. I mean, I'm sure someone's going to come up with a much better jet ski that's much more stable. I mean, again, using an infinite stabilizer would be the way to make it float a lot easier, but lining it up on the trailer is pretty good. We should just be able to come in here straight and just kind of like that and jam it between the two pillars. And actually, we need to come out of the water a little bit. We're a little bit too far down. There we go. We need the front of the trailer just needs to be out of the water, just barely on the wheels here. But this should be good, though. We should be able to just go straight, just like that. Perfect. And then we'll just flick this switch, and easy as pie, activate that switch, and it should grab it. You can see, locks it into place. It has a lot of room on it, which is fine. It can slide up to the front of the trailer. You can't really drive off very easily because the hitch goes up. But it's pretty easy, and then, you know, we're good to go. Once it's locked in like that, just drive out, and boom, we got our jet ski, and we could go adventure to a different part of the island. Like I said before, I am going to upload all 3 of these creations to the workshop. They are all going to be separate creations, but I encourage you to check them out. They are a lot of fun. Someone please make a much better jet ski. I'd be very curious to see one that doesn't use an infinite stabilizer, but, you know, still stays a lot more stable than that. I'm sure it's easily done, and I'm sure it's a lot more possible than what I did here, but I really like it. I really think it's cool and take some of those jumps, and of course, maybe do some racing with some actual boats later. Not these little things because they're so difficult to control, but definitely make some bigger race boats and do some proper multiplayer racing would be awesome. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments down below. While you're at it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time. You know, I wonder what happens if we drive under. Oh boy, there, oh, it's perfect.